Attention passionate Kansas City CHIFS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Kansas City Chiefs' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Kansas City Chiefs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Kansas City CHIFS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably noticed how much the dynamics are shifting, especially in the AFC. And let's be honest, the Kansas City Chiefs, after their incredible run to back-to-back Super Bowls and winning one of them, are already looking ahead to defend their crown. But what's intriguing is that there's a lot of chatter and speculation around teams that could be looking to make bold moves that could reshape the division and even the conference. Today, I want to talk about a story that at first glance might seem a little out of the ordinary, but when you dig deeper, could be a game changer for the Chiefs and their rivals alike. Let's start with the Cleveland Browns, a team that's been trying to find consistency and stability at the quarterback position for years now. Despite having a roster loaded with talent and a defense that can keep them in any game, their quarterback situation has been a revolving door, and that's putting it mildly. But what's really catching attention now is the potentially seismic shift involving one of their veteran players, Joel Bitonio. Yes, the same Joel Bitonio, a name that resonates with excellence, a 7-time Pro Bowler, a cornerstone of Cleveland's offensive line, and someone who's been a symbol of stability for nearly a decade. But recent reports suggest that Bitonio, after a particularly disappointing 3-14 season, has been contemplating his future in Cleveland, even hinting at the possibility of requesting a trade. Imagine that for a moment. A player of Bitonio's caliber, someone who's been a leader and a technician along the offensive line, considering leaving a team in the midst of a rebuild. Now, why would he do that? Well, he's been very open about his frustrations. After such a terrible season, it's natural to question your purpose and your future. He's entering his 12th year in the league, and it's no secret that he's hungry for wins, for playoff success, for a shot at a Super Bowl. And here's the key. Despite his loyalty and professionalism, if the Browns don't show signs of turning things around, he might look for a fresh start somewhere else. Somewhere where winning isn't just a dream but a reality. And interestingly enough, that opens up some fascinating possibilities for top contenders like the Kansas City Chiefs or even the Baltimore Ravens. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs. We all know that Kansas City's offensive line has been a point of concern, especially in recent seasons. Even with the addition of key players like rookie Josh Simmons and free agent Jalen Moore, the line still faces questions. The departure of Joe Thuney to Chicago, for instance, created a gap in the guard position that needs to be filled. The Chiefs are betting heavily on their young second-round pick, Kingsley Suamataia, making a transition from tackle to guard, hoping he can step up. But let's be honest, last year Suamataia struggled on a per-play basis, and if the Chiefs want to solidify their offensive line to protect Patrick Mahomes and keep their running game effective, they might need to explore some trade options. And here's where the scenario of a trade involving Joel Bitonio becomes intriguing. Imagine the Chiefs acquiring a veteran guard of Bitonio's caliber. That would instantly elevate their offensive line to elite status. Picture Mahomes having more time in the pocket, a more dominant rushing attack, and a line that can hold up against the fiercest defenses in the league. It's not just about fixing a weakness, it's about creating a juggernaut that can dominate on all fronts. Kansas City's front office is known for being aggressive when it comes to bolstering their roster, and a trade for Bitonio, if the price is right, could be a move they seriously consider. Now, let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture of the AFC West and the league as a whole. The Chiefs, after their Super Bowl victory, are still the team to beat, but the AFC is stacked. The Baltimore Ravens, for example, are coming off a strong season, narrowly missing out on the Super Bowl, and they're looking to take the next step. Their offensive line has been a work in progress, especially at the guard position. Bringing in a player like Bitonio could make the Ravens' offensive line virtually unstoppable, giving Lamar Jackson even more time to find open receivers or hit the running lanes that Derrick Henry and Jackson himself excel at. And it's not just about the Ravens. Other teams in the AFC are also making moves, adding talent, improving their defenses, and adjusting their rosters for a shot at the playoffs and beyond. But what if the Browns, in a surprising twist, decided to trade Bitonio to a division rival like Baltimore? Sure, it might seem odd, but football is a business, and sometimes strategic moves like this happen. It could be a way for Cleveland to get some draft capital or young players in return, especially if they're still trying to rebuild and find their identity after a rough season. Now, let's zoom out a bit and focus back on the Chiefs. Kansas City's roster is loaded with talent, especially on offense. Mahomes, of course, is at the helm, orchestrating one of the most explosive offenses in NFL history. The receiving core, with Travis Kelce leading the way, is among the best in the league. But the offensive line has always been a concern, a weak link that, if not addressed, could hinder their Super Bowl aspirations. The addition of a veteran like Bitonio wouldn't just be a band-aid. It could be the missing piece that propels the Chiefs to even greater heights. Of course, acquiring a player of Bitonio's stature isn't simple. The Browns would likely want a significant return, perhaps draft picks or young players, and fitting that into the Chiefs' salary cap structure could be challenging. But if there's one team that's willing to pay the price for immediate upgrade and championship success, it's Kansas City. They've shown time and again that they're not afraid to make bold moves, whether that's trading up in the draft, signing big-name free agents, or making trades that shift the balance of power. Think about the potential impact. With Bitonio anchoring the interior of the line, Mahomes could operate even more efficiently, extending plays, avoiding sacks, and keeping his offense on the field longer. The rushing game could flourish with better blocking, and the entire offensive scheme could become more versatile and unpredictable. That's the kind of strategic move that could push the Chiefs over the edge in 2025, especially as other teams are also improving their rosters. But beyond the X's and O's, this kind of move would send a message across the league. It signals that Kansas City is committed to maintaining their dominance, that they're willing to make bold trades and take risks to stay on top. And for the Browns, it could be a chance to reset and rebuild with a high-quality draft pick or young talent in exchange for a veteran leader who's craving a new environment and a shot at winning. And yes, I know what some of you might be thinking. Trading within the division is a delicate matter. It's not common, and many fans would be surprised to see a player like Bitonio, a beloved figure in Cleveland, end up in Baltimore or Kansas City. But football is a business, and sometimes the best moves are the ones that shake things up and create new opportunities. Just imagine the headlines, the debates, the discussions on social media. Chiefs acquire veteran guard to bolster Super Bowl run, or Ravens add experienced leader to their offensive line. It would definitely be a blockbuster move. In the end, whether or not a trade like this happens, it's a testament to how competitive and unpredictable the NFL has become. The Chiefs, after their recent success, know that they can't rest on their laurels. They need to keep upgrading, keep pushing, and stay ahead of the curve. The AFC is fierce, and every team is aiming for that coveted throne. But one thing is for sure, Kansas City remains one of the most dynamic, innovative, and determined teams in the league, and they're always looking for ways to improve, to stay on top, and to give their fans more moments of glory. So, Chiefs fans, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, keep an eye on the roster moves, the draft, and the potential trades. Because the NFL is a league of surprises, and this offseason might just bring us some unexpected, yet game-changing news. And if a veteran guard like Joel Bitonio becomes available and lands in Kansas City, you can bet it'll be a story that will dominate discussions for months. It's all about making the right moves at the right time, and the Chiefs are known for doing just that. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you think a trade for Joel Bitonio would be the game changer the team needs? Or do you believe they should focus on their draft picks and internal development? Whatever your thoughts, we love hearing from you. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news, insights, and analysis. This team never stops, and neither do we. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs.